And new at 5 today, controversy in the Catholic Church over the latest COVID-19 vaccine. Prominent U.S. bishops are calling on Catholics not to roll up their sleeves for the Johnson & Johnson shot. NBC4's Cadiz Klemack explains why.
It makes me feel a little bit sad that this is happening because it will eventually have consequences that are life or death for a lot of people.
LA Dr. Edgar Chavez's patients come from the very communities he says could suffer most if they opt out of the new Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine.
This is a problem because a large proportion of the Hispanic Latino community is Catholic. And when they hear things like this, now you're putting this population at higher risk.
The U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops, of which LA Archbishop Jose Gomez is the president, is calling on Catholics to avoid the Johnson & Johnson version of the vaccine if an alternative is available. The Bishops' Committee on Doctrine and Pro-Life Activities says of the three major options, all of them used abortion-derived cells to test their vaccines, but only Johnson & Johnson continues to use those cells in the production of theirs. In a statement, though, the bishops do argue that vaccines can save lives, saying, while we should continue to insist that pharmaceutical companies stop using abortion-derived cell lines, given the worldwide suffering that this pandemic is causing, we affirm again that being vaccinated can be an act of charity that serves the common good.
When there's a scarcity of a vaccine, and now you have something that's plentiful, that's available, that works, that is going to make a difference, I think that it is difficult for us as medical providers to say, well, we're going to exclude these people because they have a moral objection.
Chavez says science can prove no vaccine is better than the other, and his belief is any of the three is acceptable to ultimately end the pandemic. But particularly for those communities where it's tough to get time off to get vaccinated twice, a one-shot Johnson & Johnson could be a lifesaver.
Right now, we're having a huge disparity in terms of Hispanics and African Americans not getting the vaccine because there's just not enough, and it's not getting to those areas. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine being one vaccine is going to be able to go to those areas and is going to vaccinate a lot of people.
Johnson & Johnson released its own statement today saying they hold themselves to the highest bioethical standards and that it uses an inactive virus from cells, but that no fetal tissue is used. The Vatican has also made the statement that all vaccines can be used for the greater good. In South LA, Cadiz Klemack, NBC4 News.